So Aqara upgraded their video doorbell, and I've been testing it for a few weeks, and while it's not perfect, there have been some significant updates and improvements, including my biggest issue with the original G4 video doorbell. This is the new Aqara Doorbell Camera Hub G410, the successor to the popular G4 video doorbell. Today we're going to take a look at all the features and upgrades and try to determine if this would be a good addition to your smart home. My name is Shane, and this channel is all about helping you build an easy Apple home, smart home with new videos and live streams every week. Today we're diving into this brand new video doorbell camera by one of my favorite brands, Aqara. Big thanks to Aqara for sponsoring today's video and for sending me out their new G410 video doorbell early so that I could test it out and share it with you. And yes, this video is sponsored, but if you know me and you know this channel, you already know you're gonna get my honest and complete feedback regarding this new product, both the pros and the cons, which you will soon see by the end of this video. I want you to know everything about this and how it's performed for me so you can make an informed decision regarding whether or not it would be a good addition to your home. Now, the original G4 video doorbell was a good product, not perfect though. This new one definitely has some pretty big upgrades, so what's new? Well, the G410 has essentially the same design as the G4. It's still a fairly clunky video doorbell, but inside is where we're gonna find some big upgrades. We now get 2K resolution. The original was just 1080p. The new G410 also has a wider 175-degree lens, whereas the original was just 162 degrees. The G410 is now equipped with millimeter wave presence detection, which is really nice. This should lead to fewer false alerts from shadows, trees, passing cars, things like that. The G410 is also equipped with multiple connection protocols, Thread, Zigbee, and dual band Wi-Fi. That means this can now work as a Matter controller for your smart home in the Aqara app, as well as a Zigbee hub for your other Aqara Zigbee accessories. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. There are various storage options, both cloud and local. You can also sync videos to a local NAS, and the G410 has RTSP support, a big win if you use Home Assistant or some other third-party client for streaming or recording. And just as before with the previous model, you have both wireless and hardwire installation options. I do believe these are still the only wireless video doorbells with native Apple HomeKit support available on the market. It does also support all the other major platforms, including Alexa, Google Home, and SmartThings. And just as before, it comes with a loud 95 decibel chime repeater, supports on-device facial recognition, and just a slew of other features we're gonna get into here in just a second. Inside the box, we have our documentation, the video doorbell itself, the chime box, USB type A to C cord for the chime box, mounting screws, an optional angle bracket, and 6 AA batteries. There's a security screw on the side. Loosen this to pop off the doorbell. We have a reset button here on the back. Here are 2 screw terminals for hardwiring your doorbell. And of course, spots for our 6 AA batteries, which is why we have that larger size of this video doorbell. Now I'm gonna pop those in so we can get this all set up. You can see here on the chime box, we have a slot for a micro SD card. You can add your own SD card up to 512 gigabytes for local storage. Once powered up, you can add the device in the Aqara app, scan the QR code. It asks me what Matter controller I want to connect to if you already have one set up. You can see I currently have the Aqara Hub M3 and the Camera Hub G5 Pro on my network. Move through a few setup prompts and then you get installation instructions. Now, it's recommended to install this video doorbell at a very specific 1.4 to 1.5 meters from the ground, and you want to have the chime box within a horizontal distance of less than 32 feet from your doorbell. And then we can go ahead and configure some detection settings. This can all be changed later. And that's it. Setup is done, and we now have our live camera feed. You've got 2 install options, like I said, battery powered or wired. 6 AA batteries gives you up to 5 months of use, or wire it up to your existing 12 to 24 volt doorbell wiring and get 24/7 video recording with a micro SD card. I tested it wired for constant power and local recording, but the battery mode is solid too and perfect for renters or people who just want a clean, no drill installation. Does have, you know, big M3 sticky pad on the back, so you could just stick this somewhere and don't even have to screw anything in if you want to. I'll be using the angled bracket so I get the best view. Screw in the bracket, then punch out the tab of the back cover to pass the wires through. Screw that onto the angled bracket with the little screws. Connect the 2 doorbell wires to the 2 terminals on the back. I don't have much room here, so it was kind of hard to show on camera. Then just slide the camera on and remember to tighten that little security screw on the side. Video quality is good. Again, we get that 2K video when recorded locally or in the Aqara app, which is a nice bump up from the previous model. HomeKit will reduce the video quality to 1080. Unfortunately, when using this in Apple Home, that's no fault of Aqara's. That's just the current limitations of Apple HomeKit. I installed this one under a well-shaded porch and found that the bright sky in the background does blow out the image a little bit. This means that the subjects kind of appeared a little bit darker than I'd like. I've seen some cameras with better HDR for more even lighting, and unfortunately there aren't any ways to fine-tune the video brightness or color settings in the app. Night vision is good. This here is basically no light at all. It's very dark. I'd love to see color night vision on this like we get with the Aqara G5 Pro camera. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that. You could combat that by using a front porch light or maybe an automation that turns the light on, but the infrared night vision does work well if you don't have any light. Now this video doorbell hub is absolutely packed full of features. This video could easily be an hour long trying to show you everything, but let's just cover all the main stuff that we can. In the Aqara app, you have your main view where you can see the live stream, take a snapshot, start a manual recording or 2-way talk. You can even disguise your voice with a few different options if you want. Seems kind of silly, but I can actually see how this could be beneficial, maybe for women or anyone that doesn't want to appear as if they're home alone. Test. This is the clown voice. This is anonymous. This is anonymous. A bit creepy. Integrated events allows you to connect and view any other Aqara accessory in your camera's timeline. For example, if a door sensor is opened, it could show up on the timeline and even trigger recordings to start. That's really nice, but that feature does require Aqara's Home Guardian subscription, which we'll talk more about in a second. You can also toggle between cloud and local recordings. You won't see integrated events on local recordings. Again, that requires the subscription, but you can still filter certain events like doorbell ringing, facial recognition, and more right there with your local recordings. You can change the ringtone and even upload your own custom MP3 files to use as ringtones. This is especially fun for holidays like Halloween and Christmas. You can set privacy mask and modify the detection settings for various event triggers. You can modify the sensitivity, push notifications, time frames, and more here. You can add faces manually for the facial recognition or view unknown faces that have been detected by the doorbell. Now let's talk real quick about the hub features. It supports Matter, Thread, and Zigbee. As a Zigbee hub, you can connect other Aqara Zigbee accessories like door sensors, water sensors, and much more directly to the doorbell hub. Now this is great, especially for people I think who are just getting started and maybe don't have other Aqara hubs. You can get a wide range of products and connect them directly to this without the need for another hub. Now as a Matter hub, you can connect third-party Matter over Wi-Fi and Matter over Thread accessories to the doorbell. This will give you the ability to control and automate them in the Aqara app. So you would do this essentially if you want to use Aqara as your main smart home ecosystem, I guess, for control and automation. Alternatively, you can expose the camera hub to other Matter ecosystems like Apple Home. When you add the hub to Apple Home via Matter, It will just expose the hub as a bridge device and any Aqara child accessories like those door sensors. It will not expose the camera or the security system in Apple Home this way because at the time of this recording, Matter doesn't support cameras or security systems. If you want to add the camera or security system accessory in Apple Home, you must add it through the HomeKit integration, not Matter. I know this is a bit confusing, but I do think it's important to understand, especially for Apple Home users. So you can expose this doorbell to Apple Home via Matter or HomeKit or the Apple Home integration. You can also do both at the same time. But if you do this, you will get duplicate accessories if you have any child devices connected to the hub, like those door sensors. So if you want to take advantage of HomeKit Secure video with this camera, you'll want to use the HomeKit or the Apple Home integration and not Matter. To connect it to HomeKit, just scan the HomeKit code in the Apple Home app and follow the prompts. You can choose when the camera streams and records. Allow your HomePods to play a sound when the doorbell is pressed. And here we can see the other accessories that this will expose alongside that camera. We have a security system accessory and that millimeter wave motion sensor, and that's it. Now the camera is working in Apple Home and you can see it's already started recording clips, and it's even recognized my face through HomeKit's facial recognition. If you want to use this camera via HomeKit Secure Video, you do need a compatible iCloud Plus plan. Different plans support a different number of cameras. You may already have one of these plans with your Apple account, which would be nice, and then you wouldn't need any additional subscriptions for cloud storage. With HomeKit Secure Video support, you get facial recognition, person, animal, vehicle, and package detection. You can create motion zones and specify when you get notifications. One of the cool things about having a doorbell in HomeKit is that your HomePods will chime when someone presses the door, even announce who is at the door with facial recognition turned on.
It looks like Shane Whatley is at the door.
You can also get live stream pop-up notifications on your Apple TVs. And of course, you get those rich notifications on all of your other Apple devices. Now let's cover the storage options real quick because there are a number of options. Again, you have the local storage, which I'm really glad to see. You can use your own micro SD card up to 512 gigabytes. I love that you can set this up for continuous 24/7 recording. That is fantastic and not something you always see or even often see with many other video doorbells. To enable the continuous recording, you do have to have it hardwired and you do have to have a micro SD card. The micro SD card is housed in the chime, which does go inside your house. Therefore, it can't be tampered with from the outside. Videos can also be synced locally to a NAS system if you have one of those on your network. And if you're just using this battery powered, then it will just record when motion events are detected, even when using an SD card. And then you also have your cloud storage options. Aqara offers that Home Guardian subscription. This gives you 90 days of rolling cloud storage up to 2K resolution. Cloud storage gives you motion event recording, not continuous recording. The subscription does also give you a few other features like text or email, alarm notifications, and those correlated events and sensors like we discussed earlier. The Home Guardian subscription is $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year for one camera, or $9.99 a month or $99.99 a year for unlimited Aqara cameras. And of course, you can also choose to use Apple's HomeKit Secure Video for your cloud storage. With this, all recordings are securely stored in iCloud. You do need, again, an Apple Home Hub in your house for this, like a HomePod or an Apple TV, and you will need an iCloud Plus subscription, which you may or may not already have. And lastly, you have the ability to connect this to Home Assistant or other third-party clients via RTSP. So this is great for those advanced users who are looking for something like this. So overall, pros and cons. Personally, I'm not a big fan of paying additional subscriptions for my security cameras. I like HomeKit Secure Video because I already have a compatible iCloud Plus plan and can take advantage of cloud recordings that way. But even if you don't, I really like that Aqara does give us lots of options for storage, to include local storage via micro SD cards, NAS, or even RTSP support. I think the Aqara Cloud subscription could be a good option, maybe for those who are just getting started or who want just an easy cloud backup of your footage. It's also probably good for those who just want to use the Aqara app and not really interested in all the smart home integrations and stuff like that. I love that this supports continuous 24/7 recording if you have it hardwired. That's awesome. The fact that this can act as a Matter hub, allowing you to connect Matter devices to the Aqara app, as well as a Zigbee hub for your other Aqara child devices, is a great addition. It may not be necessary for many of us who already have a robust smart home setup, but for people who may just be getting started, this is a great addition. You don't need any other Aqara hubs, for example. If this is your first Aqara device, you can start getting sensors and other Aqara Zigbee devices to build out your smart home and just use this as the hub. It can also work as a security system if you want to, by adding various sensors around your house paired to this camera hub, which is nice. You could really build out a full system, I think, with the Aqara stuff. Video quality is okay. Again, my biggest issue was probably the contrast was a little too much with the shaded porch and the bright sky in the background. Color night vision would have been nice, but the infrared night vision is very good as far as infrared goes. I do think the new G410 model solves my biggest complaint about the original G4 video doorbell, and that's the camera angle and aspect ratio. So the original G4 camera featured a 162-degree wide angle lens and a standard 16:9 aspect ratio. As a result, when installed at standard doorbell height, most heads were cut off, at least at my house, and you definitely wouldn't see any packages that were left at the door. The new G410 features a 175 wide angle lens at a 4:3 aspect ratio. So it's much more of a squared aspect ratio, and the wide angle lens is much better at capturing people at your door and not cutting off their heads. It's still not a fully vertical camera feed, like some that I've seen. So depending on your installation and layout, you may still not be able to see packages left right in front of the door. Again, this may just depend on your layout. If you need a video doorbell for package detection, this may not be the best option because of that. That's probably the biggest downside that I've found with this, but I am happy to see that both the lens angle and the aspect ratio have improved on this one, so we can at least always see who is at the door. It is on the bulky side for a doorbell, so I can see that being a problem for some people if you don't have enough space to install it, at your location. For most people, I think you'll probably be fine, and I do like the improved doorbell button that lights up when people are detected. That's pretty nice. There shouldn't be any confusion for your guest regarding where the doorbell is. Overall, it has most of the important things that I'd be looking for in a video doorbell, that being the ability to record 24/7 and local storage options. It has NAS and RTSP support for more advanced users. Both wireless and wired installation options make it very versatile regarding where you can install this. And of course, native support for HomeKit Secure video. And while there are some benefits to getting the Aqara Cloud subscription, it's certainly not necessary. And the fact that this supports Matter, Thread, and Zigbee just make this much more than a regular doorbell camera. It can be a smart home hub for those who could use it as one. Let me know what you think below in the comments. Does this check all the boxes for you regarding a smart doorbell camera? It definitely packs a lot more features and functionality into it than most standard doorbell cameras. There was a lot to cover here, so if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer. And if this video helped you in determining if it would be a good solution for your home or not, smash that like button and be sure to subscribe for more smart home videos and live streams every week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.